with What's Linda Cooking for ORCTV. We are at the Council on Aging, and it is October 1st. Yay! I love the fall. Absolutely love the fall. Because, I don't know, I could just cook a little more. I feel like I can cook a little more. So I love the crispness in the air and the different types of meals that I can prepare. So, what we're going to do today is, Thanksgiving is coming up. And this is actually going to run all through, October probably. So here's what I'm doing. Just side dishes today. Okay? So, and the people in the audience was here like, I'm not coming here just for side dishes. No, I made a pork roast for them too. So, you'll see that sliced up. So I made a pork roast and some side dishes. So I'm making a mashed potato casserole. I used to work at a little restaurant, just for a little while as a waitress, a place called Cravings. I don't know if anybody remembers it, on Christian Avenue. Yeah, and I was a waitress, and they had this potato casserole, and I used to tell everybody about it. And the owner told me how he made it, kinda. I adapted it a little bit, of course. And then also we're making a broccoli kind of casserole, like cheesy casserole, okay? So we're going to do that. And applesauce. So we're doing homemade applesauce too. So those are the sides that we're going to be doing with our pork roast. So it's going to be a really great feast. So first thing I need to do to get the potatoes started. The potatoes are already done, so you don't have to, because you don't need to see me slice up those and boil those. I've got some onions. These are onions, not potatoes. And we're just going to try not to have my drink go over. I'm going to chop them up really fine. I love these. Someone just said she wanted one of these. So it is. It's one of those things that, especially when I'm prepping for Thanksgiving and stuff like that, this is like a godsend. So I'm going to put a little bit. Hopefully have some. I've got a skillet over here going. You can see I already had some onions in it earlier. So we're just going to add my onions. And we're going to let that go. Start the process here. Okay, this is going to come down. This is my applesauce, but it's not completely done yet. Okay, so that's going to get going. And I'm going to do a little bit of garlic in there. And because I just love the garlic in the mashed potatoes too. So we're going to, I'm going to put them on kind of on top of the, I'm going to start it on top of the onions because I don't want these to burn, the garlic to burn. So I'm going to put it on top of the onions a little bit. Hopefully that will help me there a little bit. Okay, so we've got that going. And let me tell you, you can't even imagine how this place smells right now because of that roast pork and everything else that has been cooking in this kitchen. So we've got that going. Now I'm going to start a cheese sauce too. So we've got this middle, and I hate this pan, but we're using it. I almost brought one of my pans, but I didn't. What's the hardest part of this? Hardest part of cooking? Lighting it. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put this in here. And I'm making a cheese sauce. Now, broccoli or gratin. Mrs. York, who I think the first recipe that we did with it was, my friend Dave, his mom made this broccoli casserole. And I was like, oh, I love this. She makes it with Velveeta. No. No. No Velveeta. No Velveeta. Okay. Especially when I am doing something for like a Thanksgiving, no Velveeta. It is so easy to do a cheese sauce. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to make a roux. So we've got the butter going. And yes, it's a little brownish, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. How's this going? That's going well. And you might not be able to hear me on camera. That's okay too. We're going to grab some flour once this is melted. And even if it's not completely melted, we can add the flour. This is going to coat. So equal parts flour and butter is going to start my cream sauce. Okay? So we're gonna let this go and just cook just a little bit. Okay? So let that cook down a little bit. Then we're going to mix this up a little bit. Because we want these onions and the garlic to soften just a little bit. We don't want them to burn, but we want them to soften a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to switch over here. This is my applesauce. I'm going to show you what I did. I went apple picking. My friend Charlene has organic apples. So, what I did was I went over there and I picked some apples. And, you know, some of them have spots on them, some of them, they're all different types of apples. And I'm just making some applesauce. Now, you don't want to, yes, I know this one's raw and it's going to go into my applesauce. Don't worry about it. It's going to cook. I'm going to cut these down a little bit thinner than I normally do. So, I do not like jarred applesauce. So that's why, normally I cut them like this, but notice I'm cutting them a little bit thinner because these are already going in and it's already cooked. But it's going to cook down a little bit, so it's okay. Okay? I don't know if you can see that. Move this over here. Now the people in the audience over here can see. So I don't like jarred applesauce, especially when you have apples. So that's why we're just going to make our own applesauce. So we're going to throw this in here. And I might do one more in there. Oh, my butter is coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk and add the milk. So this is going to be my cheese sauce. This is instead of Velveeta. Okay? So we're just going to add about that much milk. And that's a little more than a cup. And I'm going to whisk that. And the butter is going to continue to melt. I'm going to shut that down. There you go. Okay. So we've got that going. I'm going to add another apple here. So apples, I'm obsessed with apples right now. Anybody else obsessed with apples right now? Oh my gosh. Who goes apple picking? Or would you have apple trees? Where'd you go? Keith Box. Absolutely a fabulous place to go. Huh?
My great-grandson went apple picking.
He did?
Yeah.
It's such a great family.
7 years old.
Yeah, it's such a great family. See how we have a spot? I just cut that away. And if it goes really deep, that's okay too. And then I'll just take the other. Okay, so there we go. Because it's okay. You don't have to have perfect apples. You know, when you're eating apples, you want a fairly good one. You know, and organic apples, you know, tend not to be like perfect apples. That's the problem. That's why we throw out so much food lately in the United States, is because everybody wants perfect apples. And they want perfect looking produce. Well, it's still good, even if it doesn't look like perfect. So I don't let my kids see them a lot of times before I make it, because they'll be like, oh. So what I do is I put aside the ones that are really, really good and that look nice, and those are the eating ones. I wash them up, and those are the eating ones. The other ones are the ones that go into baking, and they don't even see it. So we're going to throw this in here. I'm going to bump this up just a little bit. Now, in the applesauce, you're going to put a little bit of water in there, okay? And I have already got water in there. Let this come up. A little more? Okay. So I've already got water in there, but we want a little bit of sugar, because I don't know about you, but these are tart apples. So I can't remember what I used this for, but that's okay. These are tart apples. So I actually want a little bit of sugar in them. So we're going to put a little bit of sugar. And I'm going to try to shut this off now. Hopefully the alarm won't go off. How many people set off the fire alarm, the smoke detector at your house? I do it all the time. Does anybody ever do that? No. See, they're not
I don't have one.
I do it all the time. And my husband will say, oh yeah, Linda's cooking again. And that's okay.
My
That's
sister
okay.
does it a lot. I do
Yeah, I
a lot.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put about a third of a cup in there. Okay? We're gonna mix that up. And then I myself like a little bit of, I have to remember which slice I'm getting. Cinnamon. Okay? Just a little bit. And so we're gonna put that in there. And I've heard things about cinnamon, like lowering cholesterol and stuff like that. I'm not a MD, so don't take my word for it, but that's what I've heard. Okay. So that's pretty much the way I want my applesauce. So we're gonna let this cook a little bit more. And those cook down. But you put in, I'd say about, depends, with that many apples, I did a bunch of apples and they cooked down a lot. But probably do about a cup of water and then it evaporates. Okay? But it helps it cook a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the let me see what's going on here. Sorry. Let's lower that. So okay, I'm gonna go back here. Now what we need in here is a little bit of cheese. And you know I like freshly grated cheese. Why? Because in the grated stuff, it's got cellulose cover, which is wood pulp. And I don't really want wood pulp in my food. I don't know. I just don't want it. So, and if I'm paying for cheese, I want cheese. Now, I know some of you are probably getting nervous because I'm doing this. I usually throw caution to the wind and just go ahead. I do have a little guard that goes on here, but I throw caution to the wind and just go. I won't get any knuckles in me. Guess who gets this? You. Okay. Of course now I can't talk. Okay, so we've got our cheese grater. And I had grated up some cheese ahead of time. Because we're going to use this cheese in two different things. We're going to use it in the sauce. And I don't want this too go on to the, this isn't coming up yet, so I'm going to let that go. We're going to go on to the mashed potatoes. I got potatoes that I already did. So now I'm going to put some butter. Everything's better with butter. I'm going to put butter in here. And we're going to mash these up. And I'm just going to use one of these. And the reason why I have it in this container is this will go into the oven. Okay? And I want something that will go into the oven. So that's why I use this. So, to lighten this up a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock. Now you can use some milk, but I'm going to use a little bit of chicken stock because I like the flavor of it. So let's just, and you want to add it slowly because you know what? You can always, sorry. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's good. Because that came up. So you can always just keep on adding more, but you can't take it out. So that's why I want to add it very slowly. Okay. Okay. So now the next thing I put in here. I'm going to take this cheese and put it on the kitchen. Right in there. I'm going to whisk this. And that's a little too still. I'm going to actually put the rest of this cheese right in there. Because you can save the cheese to put on top, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it in there. So I'm going to mix this up. And then we're going to add onions and garlic here. Okay? There's my thing. This has got a little bit of applesauce in it, but it's okay. Does anybody mind applesauce in there? No, I didn't think so. So we're adding the onions, sauteed onions. Sauteed onions and garlic. And I've got a fly around me. This time of year with the flies. Okay. So, doesn't this look great? Look at this. And literally, you can, I just use it just like this. I put it in the oven just like this. But, here's the thing. You can put some crumbs on top if you want. You can put more cheese on top, but I'm not going to, okay? Or you can put some butter on top. Where's my, oh, here it is. You can put some butter on top. I'm just gonna smooth it out. But I'm just gonna put it just like that, and that goes into the oven. And it's going to have a nice crust on top. Now, here's the thing, for Thanksgiving, okay? I hate, like, getting up on Thanksgiving morning and peeling a bunch of potatoes. I hate it, hate it. So, you make this ahead of time. Put it in your casserole, cover it, put it in the refrigerator. Then the next day, we take turkey out. This turkey has to rest for a minimum of half an hour, but you can let it rest for 45 minutes. Then you put that in there. Okay? So I like that. All the potatoes will be done ahead of time. Because like I said, I don't like to do that. Okay, so that goes in. Now, okay. Next thing I'm gonna do, oh, did I just like use all of my butter up? I did. I used all my butter up. Okay, I'm gonna need some butter. Can somebody do me a favor? Go in there and get me some butter. Like there's some in the walk-in refrigerator. Just grab me a stick of butter. In the walk-in refrigerator. Thank you. See, I have sous chefs all around me. Not really. Okay. So we're gonna make this. We're gonna mix this up a little more. And ideally, I like this a little bit. It's coming up all over the place. A little bit thicker, but we're gonna go with it. Cheese is all melting. I love that. Okay, so grab. Yes, I have pot holders, but for some reason I like my Montana instead. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to put, I'm trying to decide how much I want. Just, huh? It's cold in that refrigerator. It is cold in that refrigerator. Yes. And you know what I do when I walk in the walk-in refrigerator and freezer? I make a huge announcement. I am going in the walk-in. Now, there's a big sign that says, do not panic, you are not locked in. Just hit the button. But I make a big announcement that I am going in there, okay? So that if I don't come out, somebody comes in and leaves. Okay? It's just, you know, I'm a little obsessive that way. Kind of like I have a barn at home that has some critters in it. Because it's a barn. And they don't have to squeeze on through. They can just walk on through because the gap is about this big in the door. Okay? So, what I do when I'm going in the barn is I make a huge announcement that nothing better come out at me. And you better be hiding. Because if you come near me, I am going to kill you. And then I say, well, I'm really not going to kill you. I'm going to scream. Which is going to scare you. So that is me. And my husband just says, Linda, you are a nutcase. But those things kind of scare me. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I have some broccoli. Now, you can steam broccoli, get fresh broccoli, or you can get frozen broccoli. This is frozen broccoli. And you want to cook it ahead of time. You don't want it to be frozen when you put it in the oven. Okay? This is good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in. And this is going to, the topping is going to, this is going to have a lot of cheese sauce in it. So good. The topping that I put in here is going to sop up some of that. You can see the cheese that's in there too. So what I've got some more butter. This is definitely low calorie stuff. And so the best way that I have found to crush Ritz crackers is to just leave them in the package. You know? Yes, you can put them in a food processor. You can do that, but I don't care if there's some pieces that are bigger. I really don't care. So I am not somebody who is like just so perfect with everything. Because if I was, that would be not as runny as it is. Okay, so we're going to put this right in the butter. And this is just going to be tossed around. Just ever so slightly. Yeah. Just ever so slightly. And then this is going on top. Just like that. And these crumbs will also absorb some of that extra liquid that's in there. Okay? And then this is going to go into the oven about 400, 350, 400. Okay? So, we've got that. Okay, so we've got that going. Now I'm going to show you the pork roast that I did. I'm in love with pork roast. When I was vegetarian, a long time ago, it was the only meat that I missed. Was pork roast. Okay, so I've got these, and I took a very long pork roast, and so that's what we have right here. And hopefully it's not overdone. I let it come out at about 160. And got this. So I'm going to tell you how I did this. Isn't it amazing? This one I didn't do as much. But here's what I did. I put slivers of garlic. Made cuts. Put slivers of garlic in the cuts. Okay? Then I took a mixture of olive oil, garlic, onion powder, white pepper, salt. And I just mixed it all up and then put it all over. Kind of massaged it. Yeah. And so then I sauteed it in the pan for about 5 minutes per side. So that's how it got this nice coating on it. Is this not a thing I'm in? I'm in love with this, as you can tell. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to cut off a couple of pieces of this. Now, I cooked it at about, I'm trying to think, I cooked it at 350 for about an hour and a half, okay, to about that range. And I have to tell you, it looks like it is perfect. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to take out my other stuff, and you're going to see all the deliciousness that came out of this kitchen. Yeah, because you know that's a cooking deliciousness. Okay, here's my stuff. We've got my stuff coming out. Okay. We've got a broccoli casserole. No Velveeta. No Velveeta. We've got our mashed potato casserole. Oh boy.
Did you put enough potatoes in there?
Never enough potatoes. Never enough. And we have our applesauce. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a couple of these on here. Just like that. We're going to put a little bit of mashed potatoes. And then we're going to we're gonna take a little bit of broccoli or gratin,
Yes, really nice.
and then that's gonna get it all on. And then we put just a little bit of applesauce. Oh my gosh!
Okay, that's mine.
Oh my gosh! I know, huh? Look at this meal.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is amazing. I love this. So we have a pork roast that you didn't get to see me make, but that's okay. We have our potato casserole that can be done up ahead of time. We have our broccoli or gratin that can be done up ahead of time also. Okay? And then we have our applesauce, which can also be made ahead of time. Oh my gosh, wouldn't these be great as sides for Thanksgiving? That's what you're going to love this Thanksgiving. Easy, and between you and me, I'm trying to do a mutiny and do pork roast for Thanksgiving. That I don't think it's going to fly. But, you know, because to me this is so much easier, even though turkey's pretty easy. So this is what we have that we're cooking today at the Council on Aging. And you know what? If you like what you see here, come down to the Council on Aging. You should give them a call, find out when I'm here. I'm here once a month on a Monday. And just come on down. And you can be eating some of this too. So my name is Linda Medeiros, and this is What's Linda Cooking for ORCTV. If you want the recipes for this, you want to go on my Facebook page or my website. So my Facebook page is www.facebook.com/whatslindacooking. My website is www.whatslindacooking.com. No spaces, no apostrophes. Okay, so again, it's www.facebook.com/whatslindacooking or www.whatslindacooking.com. So this is Linda Medeiros for ORCTV and What's Linda Cooking. Bye for now.